You can access the entire episode now on our website, forbiddenknowledge.news, Rokfin, Rumble, and all podcast platforms. Maybe we could go over some of the most profound series of events that led ultimately to the investigations at your home and everything that would follow.
Well, that report.
Mm-hmm.
When I reported it, I didn't for the first 10 months. My wife was terrified that when I came home and told about it, the church, they thought I was playing with the devil. Because I married a Pentecostal holiness girl and was a deacon at one time in the church. And even though I was praying for myself to be healed and to help me, they didn't like that. It was the devil, So 10 months later, I finally got the nerve up to report it. And immediately it went right straight to the top of the
Now,
three-letter
who did you initially report it to?
MUFON. I'd never heard of them until, and at that time had no money, didn't even have TV or internet, period, or cell phone. I got rid of all of it, couldn't afford it. But about halfway by June, we got internet, and I started researching UFO things, and I found MUFON, and I reported to them. Well, the CIA and everyone there and these agencies heard about it the day I reported it. And what got their attention was the fact that during that time in 04, 5, 6, and 7, they were being tracked off the North Carolina coast by what they called a tic tac. All these pilots you hear about, oh, I saw it. Well, I rode in it. I didn't just see it, I rode in it, and I communicate with it. And so that's what got the government's attention. Just the fact that I said it was 45 to 50 feet long, and their pilot's radar confirmed it was 46 foot. This is all coming to me from the intelligence world. So they were like, bingo. And that started the 15 years of working with the federal government, these agencies, different people within NASA, the DIA, the CIA, the DOD, FBI, every one of them have been here or contacted me or studied this over the last 10 years.
Now, when did you make first contact or have first communication with this phenomenon? When were you able to first interact with it?
Well, right soon, it never quit. When it came that night, I was out praying, Lord help me, what do I do? And it came. I didn't expect anything, you go out and pray, that's a spiritual thing. But sure enough, the heavens answered me, and these, what some call UFOs, they were balls of fire. They came and they took away my sickness. This was the biggest thing. I completely went into remission. I had no more symptoms after 17 and a half years of battling this disease. From its beginning to where it got worse, it all disappeared. But yet nobody wanted to consider it being of anything benevolent. It had to be the devil. That's what the community turned on me.
And but this occurred, you were healed after the first incident?
That night. Now, the day I had no more symptoms. The next day I get up, I didn't, if I missed a day's medicine, I was in trouble. But I've had no problems at all with that.
Could you talk about some of the other events that occurred that were slightly different, that you interacted with slightly different types of entities and phenomenon? You said you were even taken on a craft. When were you able to start remembering some of this stuff?
Well, I didn't ever remember much because of they wiped my memory from that night. And so it was well into 2008, somewhere around June, when a Harvard trained psychiatrist came and did a did hypnosis on me. He was a hypnotherapist trained under John Mack. In June of '08, he did that, and he said, if you remember it all too quick, it might be very confusing. So I made it to where you remember it a little bit at a time, over time. And I started remembering. I sure did it right away. And I remember uh, some details of what was happening during that 4 hours. But that's not the only time. When you read the book, there's stories in there about people that worked for naval intelligence that were with me when we lost time together. There's stories in there of CIA officers that had experiences with me, college professors. It's just an everyday thing. It's not it never left. It continues to come.
Mm.
I feel that pretty much every night. I have a little psionics camera that I've gotten close to 2,000 videos in the last couple of years, which is a lot. And I don't go out every night trying. I probably have 3,000 if I pursued it harder. Some of them level, some 5 feet away, some 25 feet, some way up in the air, some right over my head, in groups of people, 20, 25 people. Come here and experience it with me.
Are all the experiences you remember positive experiences? Do you have anything that would be considered negative or that really frightened you that you might have thought were malevolent beings, maybe didn't have your interest in mind? Or was it all this overarching loving consciousness that you interacted with?